Welcome everybody to Crossing the Lines. I am Mr. 401, and as you can see in the building with me is the calculator. What's going on, calculator?
Greetings and salutations, Mr. 411. Folks, we are live, coming to you live from Phoenix City Community College. Hey, which is, of course, the alma mater of the three-time local city pickleball champion and longtime CTL contributor, Dr. Sachs. Folks, we are ready.
Yes, sir. We are ready. Yeah, this is the opening night for the NFL as well. So you see we're having a party here. So we had to get the Yin Yang twins in there as we celebrate that. But also we're gonna cover a lot of the NC2A lines. And so I know calculator's ready for that. We have Dr. Sachs, not and it's not one, but two jackpot winners for today. And man, so we're ready. Todd is ready, and we welcome Todd. Thank you for watching the show there. But calculator, before we officially get rolling, you know what time it is.
I do know what time it is. Like, subscribe, notify. And folks, CTL is the notification that you got to be notified because lines, I've said it once, I'll say it again, they change constantly. So the sooner you can get in, and we're going to give you the best, we're going to give you the lines we got at the time. But hey, they could change by the time after the show, or if you wait another day or anything. But hey, notify. We'll get your lines as soon as we can, and then you can bet accordingly after that.
Absolutely. And you know what else, calculator? I can't wait for your prime time special. The Nebraska Colorado game. But I know we have the Friday night lights
Ooh,
to take care of. So what's going on
yes,
there?
sir. Hey, Mr. 411, this whole show, a lot of these picks, I'm calling it an overreaction show because if
Okay.
people saw what happened last week, yeah, Vegas isn't really one to overreact. They're going to try and move a line a certain way because anticipating an overreaction by the public. So that's what I'm going to try. I'm going to try and find a lot of these. There were some huge swings because of some huge games that happened this weekend, Wild Week 1, and that's what we're going to bring. But hey, we always try to give the people some action, some Friday night when there's not a lot of games. If you're not out there supporting your local high school football, if you want to stay at home and still try to do a little friendly wager, I got a Friday night light special this week for you. Yes, the Illinois Fighting Illini +3 at the Kansas Jayhawks. That's right. Uh, I believe all the players that Illinois lost to the NFL, as well as losing their last year's defensive coordinator to Purdue, will take a toll on Illinois this year, right? It began to show in Illinois' narrow win at home, where its defense gave up 28 points to an average Toledo offense. And now they will have to try and match up against an explosive Kansas offense led by Jalen Daniels. Word is that Daniels could have played last week, but Kansas, they knew they could handle Missouri State early, won the game easily. That gave him an extra week of health and rest. It'll be back. Hey, I think it's going to be a back and forth game. This is going to be an offensive display, in my opinion. Because Kansas, we highlighted in the preseason show, Kansas does have defensive deficiencies that will allow Illinois to stay in the game. But I think it's going to be like a late touchdown by Kansas. That Illinois defense is going to be wore out. So it's only 3 points. I don't mind taking the home team, just giving up a field goal. Friday night opener in Lawrence, Kansas. The crowd, especially, they hadn't had this much to cheer about in a long time. So hey, rock chalk Jayhawk, baby. Kansas runs away with this one late. Take the Kansas Jayhawks and give up the 3 points.
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. You rolling already, calculator. So Kansas with the -3, everybody. Make sure you do that. Make sure you follow calculator on that one.
Yeah. Let's
All
start
right.
winner early on.
Yes, sir. Okay, man, calculator. I can't believe we got here this quick. But normally this is later on in the show. But man, since the show is so just chock full of specials today, we got to go ahead and do this one, man.
Yes, sir.
Big win. Epic win.
Yes, sir. Folks, we have a jam-packed show. And hey, we're going to start off with it. It's an earlier game. Hey, I don't care if it's early, middle, late. If it's a jackpot, it's a jackpot. And I think Vegas is trying to, let us get a little early lead. And that brings us to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish at the NC Wolfpack. Notre Dame is currently favored by 7. I've been staying away from Notre Dame these past 2 games. Well, with the exception of the over, that was unfortunate. But I hadn't been placing it on Notre Dame because I kind of want to see how Hartman has fit into their offensive plans. But this isn't going to be all about Notre Dame. In seeing how UConn last week was able to run pretty much anytime they wanted against NC State, the Fighting Irish are foaming at the mouth to get on the field and play some smash mouth against a small defensive front of the NC State Wolfpack. And hey, the Irish can rotate running backs more than the NC State Wolfpack are going to be able to rotate the defensive linemen. So I see Notre Dame being able to impose its will, and will be inclined to do so, especially since it's on the road. Hey, and the Wolfpack, once they start stacking the box, that's where the jewel of the offense, the prize transfer of Notre Dame, their quarterback, he can pass the ball to keep them honest. Notre Dame wins this one by double digits. I only have to give up 7. Yes, it's on the road, but Notre Dame, they play good road games as well. I have no qualms with that. So Notre Dame marches on for the jackpot, folks. Let's get an early lead. Let's get some early winnings on our side before we can go later in the game. Take your Fighting Irish, give up the 7, and I feel really good about the Fighting Irish this year. I'm telling you, I think a lot of the preconceived notions from last year are starting to cover, but this looks like a totally different team. Yeah, they hadn't had the big opponents, but hey, they're playing the opponents that are put in front of them, and they're handling them easily. So yeah, I really like this Notre Dame Irish team.
Okay. All right. So you take the Fighting Irish and the -7 calculator. All eyes have been in Boulder, Colorado. Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes pulled an upset over the runner-ups last season, TCU, Texas Christian University, and now everything is going the way of Colorado. The whole world is watching, and obviously the calculator's watching. This is our primetime special. Nebraska +3. They're getting points at Colorado. What you got for this one?
Hey, are you sure you heard all about the Colorado TCU game, Mr. 411? Of course you heard it. Of course you heard. That's all people talked about. Hey, Primetime is showing the receipts. And now everybody's saying, hey, his son is now the best quarterback in the league. The two play guy that plays both ways, top of the Heisman here. Folks, it's one game. Yes. Primetime showed he can work that transfer portal. And to be honest, TCU, in my opinion, went into the game a little overconfident, thinking this would be a preseason scrimmage. I give credit to Colorado, but the line adjustment after one game is what caught my attention. What you can say? What does that mean? If you had bet this game last week before the TCU game, Nebraska would have been favored by 7 to 9 points. That's correct. Nebraska would have been favored to 7 to 9 points. And now, like we just said earlier, Nebraska's getting a full field goal. Hey, folks, if it wasn't for 3 turnovers, Nebraska would have won on the road at Minnesota last week. And Colorado, if you looked at the game, used a pair of timely turnovers, that kind of makes
Hmm.
their win a little deceiving. Could have easily went the other way, right? Yes, Nebraska seems to lose all these close games by single digits going back to 2021, folks. But hey, Primetime had a whole offseason to prepare for that game against TCU. Let's see how he can do after 1 week. And now there's a little film on him. And I think Matt Rule knows how to work the film, especially, he just he successful program at Baylor. Not a successful stint in the NFL, but he was good enough to get to the NFL. That should tell you something right there. Hey, I think the emotion fades and the calc is taking advantage of what is a 12-point movement. This isn't about who I think, surprises or stuff like that. I'm strictly going to go to get what I think is a value in the line movement of almost 12 points. I think the Cornhuskers can dominate both lines of scrimmage. And again, I believe Matt Rule's defensive scheme will be able to slow down the speed that Colorado is going to put out there. I believe the Cornhuskers actually win outright, personally. But hey, if I'm going to get the field goal, I'm going to take the field goal. So hey, give me Nebraska, give me the field goal. I feel good about this one just because the line moving that much. You got to take advantage.
Is it one of those too good to be true moments? Is that what we're looking at here?
Yeah, unfortunately, though, a lot of times when it's too good to be true, Vegas did it for a reason. But hey, I think this is just too much. I think Vegas is trying to keep that line low to get people to continue to bet Colorado, and then that's when Matt Rule and the Cornhuskers pulls the rug out from under them.
Yeah, that's what I was meaning to calculate. I was meaning like, because of last week of
Yeah.
Colorado and having the upset victory, if you will, and so all the momentum's going one way.
Yep.
This is how Vegas does this, try to get
Mhm.
us to keep leaning
Exactly.
and playing off of those emotions and everything. So,
Hey,
man, okay,
Vegas has played many a tricks on the calculator. I'm not falling for it this time.
all right. Your next matchup, it seems like it's going to be a good game and a good close matchup. So I'm looking forward to this one, and it has
Yeah.
a familiar coach involved in this game.
Jim Mora Jr., folks. If people remember him, I know Georgia State is going to be welcoming him back to the area. We got the UConn Huskies. They're getting a field goal at the Georgia State Panthers. Hey, like I pointed out earlier in the North Carolina game, UConn went toe-to-toe with them. And, Georgia State, on the other hand, needed 2 turnovers, one of them a pick 6, to squeak out a win against FCS juggernaut Rhode Island, folks.
Oh wow.
That is sarcasm, folks. These are not your regular FCS juggernauts, but yes, I read that right. Rhode Island, folks. I see UConn controlling the game with their defense, and as long as they can eliminate the mistakes, I see an outright win on the road. But again, we talk about magic numbers: 3, 7, 10, 14. Another field goal. I'm taking a team that I think is going to win the game outright. But hey, again, I'm going to take a field goal. Field goals are always nice to have a little insurance because sometimes at least you can get a push out of it. Even if there's a magic field goal at the end that Georgia State can win, like it did against Rhode Island, folks. This isn't your UConn of 3 to 5 years ago. Jim Moyer Jr., like I said earlier, he looks like he's turned this team around. I'm going with the Huskies with the field goal.
All right, taking UConn. All right, UConn the +3. This should be a good game, though. I'm looking forward to this one. A good contested matchup here. I can't wait. All right, let's see what comments we have out here, calculated before we get rolling here. Jimmy Houston says Dion works the transfer portal as well as Bo, which is why he tore it. Okay. So Jimmy and Bo have, they got something going on here. And calculator bringing that gravy. All right, calculator.
Yes, sir.
All
Absolutely.
right.
Hey, and we know what Bo's doing right now. He's got the grill going. He's got the bacon shrimp, getting it nice and tender, waiting for some more gravy to come, my friends.
Yes. Keep bringing it on. All right. We appreciate you gentlemen out there having a great time. All right. UConn in the +3. All right. What's next on tap, calculator? I think I know though.
Oh,
I think I know, calculator.
Do you know?
I think I know. This is that time of the show once again. Wait a minute. Somebody's on the grill.
Yes, sir. Do you smell what the Rock is cooking? Do you smell what the calculator's cooking? Do you smell what Vegas is cooking? Yes, folks, this is Smelly Line time. Game of the day. I saved the game of the day, and let me tell you something. We got Bama. We got Nick Saban. We got what? They're only 7-point favorites against the Texas Longhorns. Wasn't this game close last year? What was the difference between last year? I thought Alabama was better last year than this year. But man, there's a full 7 points. Something is up. But I'm telling you, folks, I looked up all the people. I looked up ESPN Power Rankings. I looked up the noise on Hit the Books. Shout out to Brad Powers and Jimmy Knish. Love you guys. But hey, I'm on an island, Mr. 411. Everybody thinks this should be double digits, and I'm getting 7 points. Hey, folks, I don't care. I'll stay on an island. I'll fight on the island. Vegas is trying to get everybody to take Alabama since this is single digits. But hey, Ewers is back. They got backups on pulling backups at the quarterback field. I think Alabama usually dominates, with the exception of when they play Georgia. They usually dominate the trenches. This is one of the few matchups I think Texas can dominate. Oh, yeah. Guess what I heard? I heard there's some young defensive backs that could be a little banged up for Bama and might miss the game. Well, guess what? Texas goes 3 deep in the receiver rooms. 2 of them going to be playing on Sundays. I like the talent that Texas is bringing. I like Sark. Hey, yeah, they switch assistant coaches like turnstiles in Bama, but still Sark still knows the scheme that Saban might have an influence on the offense.
That's true.
Don't know, word on the street, but he knows that. I'm telling you, I like the familiarity. I like what they're going to bring. Hey, Texas should have won last year if people watched that game with their backup quarterback. And they got better backup quarterbacks this time in case Ewers work. I'm telling you, and I watched the game plan against Rice. Take that Rice game out there, man. They were running as vanilla as could be against Rice because they're saving for their bag of tricks because this is, they have their sights on the Big 12, but they know this could be a statement game for the year. I don't think Texas wins the game. Don't get me wrong. But I think Texas can keep it close. I think they can keep it with a touchdown. So all those folks that are going against the calculator, do so at your own peril because I'm taking Texas plus the touchdown in this game.
All right. That's a big game, calculator. And
Yes,
you're right. Like, it did come down to the very end last season. And, Alabama tends to schedule the big name opponent in name, early in the season. They typically do that. So, but yeah, Texas, they should be. They've been steadily improving. They keep an eye on their recruiting process, and this should be a good one right here, calculator.
Yeah, we're going to see this
big selection there, man.
Yeah, and we're going to see this more and more often with Texas moving to the SEC. So this is kind of a preview of what could be a year-to-year thing.
That's right. Everything's big in Texas, and so is that selection by the calculator.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. We're talking over under on this one, calculator. What's going on?
Oh yeah. I know people know. I usually, the calculator kind of says stay away from over unders because they can drive you crazy throughout the game. I'll just say I took a bath in comedy errors from Navy in that Notre Dame Navy game. We're talking about the fumble while they're about to go for that go ahead touchdown, and it just it happens all the time. But I just couldn't keep it. This one just caught my eye. Wisconsin at Washington State Cougars. That over-under is 58.5. Yes, a Wisconsin game with an over-under 58. You hardly ever see that. Hey, just last year when these guys played, the over-under was 49. Hey, yes, these are different teams. We know college teams can change year to year, right? But what could cause a 10-point increase with these two programs? Oh, you might say, Wisconsin's got a new offensive coordinator with a new offensive philosophy that likes to run untempo. But guess what? Wisconsin's on the road. And you know what they're going to do while they're on the road? They're going to run the ball on first down. They're going to run the ball on second down. And heck, they're going to run on third down, and they're going to run the ball all day long as they're successful, right? And I think they will be against a Washington State mediocre run defense, but I think they'll be tough enough that they'll keep the game within reach and keep a low-scoring game. Oh, yeah. A big headline this year has been the new game clock strategies. Yeah, it don't stop on first down all the time now, trying to speed up the game. What does that mean? fewer offensive possessions. And hey, so you have fewer offensive possessions, you have a higher over under than last year, and then you have basically a team that in Wisconsin that I still think will run the ball. This has a matchup that has underwritten all over it. Heck, I think the halftime show is going to be the longest part of this game. Take the under, folks. Take the under 58.5. And be careful, folks, because you need to get it in early, because as people start reading more and more about this, people are starting to pound that under a little more and more because of this the college change clock philosophy. People are trying to look at that. So I say right now, this is only going to go further down. So although I do stand corrected, because it actually opened up at 55, and then people were betting it up to 48.5 because of this new offensive philosophy that they think Wisconsin's going to do. But I don't think they're going to do it in this game. I'm going to think Wisconsin's going to want to keep the game low scoring, because Washington State can play fast if you need them to. But I think Wisconsin's going to try and control the game, and I think that's going to suppress the overall score, which means I'm going to get under 58.5.
All right. Take the under. All right. So that team, one of the teams involved in that matchup, Washington State, one of those Pac-12 teams, which is eventually going to be called the Pac-2. But, in this next matchup here, there's another team out of that same conference that you're going to talk about, Calculator.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
What teams are involved in this matchup coming up?
Hey, I'm going to just start. UCLA Bruins were giving up 2 touchdowns to San Diego State Aztecs. People say, "Hey, San Diego Aztecs, they've been pretty good the past couple of years." Hey, folks, they had a serious drop off. You could say, but calculate, they won their first 2 games. And it's like, yeah, okay. But hey, let's look at the UCLA time. UCLA underwhelmed in the first half against Coastal Carolina. I watched the game; it was on TV. But hey, Chip Kelly then said, "Hey, I'm tired of them hanging around. People that watch Rounders is hanging around." Hey, as soon as he put that backup quarterback Dante Moore, the boy, all he did in the second half is go out there and throw 2 touchdowns in the second half, right? And he looked phenomenal. And now they go into San Diego to play an Aztec team. We talked about the St. Former Aztecs teams, barely beat an Ohio team that was playing with a backup quarterback. Barely beat them, folks. And then struggled against FCS powerhouse Idaho State. Yes, not even the Idaho team. They went to Idaho State, folks. Okay. The Aztecs will be overwhelmed by the UCLA speed and depth. And I think Chip Kelly will put on a show. He'll keep the pedal to the metal, as they say, and he will blow out the Aztecs this weekend. In Chip Kelly, we trust. Take the Bruins. Timing alert. I got to put that timing alert. Some books have moved this line to 14.5. So if you can get anything to 14 before this moves to 7, this thing could go to 17 as quick as you're blinking an eye. So anytime. Oh, and another thing, I'm going to talk to people. People, you don't want to put all your eggs in a basket. You can do line shopping. All lines will take your money. So if you can get a better line at another book, set up an account. It takes an easy deposit. Some books will do a dollar for dollar deposit up for a certain amount. But if you can get a line that's better than another book, go with that book. There's actually a program out there. We need to. Hey, Ms. 41, we need to give them a call, see if they want to sponsor. Hey, it's called BetStamp. What it does is it gives you it gives you all these lines and books, and it gives you the best line possible. BetStamp.com, one of the best in the business. But yeah, if you can get that, you can see the best line and then take the one that favors you the most. But hey, right now, Calc was able to pound this one at -14 because I don't want it to move up anymore. So I'm taking the UCLA Bruins -14. Again, we talk about magic numbers: 3, 7, 10, 14. This is a magic number. I don't want it to go in. I don't want that 14.5 going to giving me the hook.
Absolutely. Hey, don't waste no time there. Calculator just gave you some vital information. I'll go ahead and jump on it now, because that hook, it means all the world of a difference. That hook, that 0.5. So go ahead and take advantage of that. Something else that people need to take advantage of, Calculator, is if they look across the bottom of the screen here, they really need to go to www.jasoa.net. You need to check them out. And we're going to have an ad run in just a moment. But, we got a couple more things coming up. Of course, we're going to talk about the three things that Mr. 411 believes in. All right. And so we're going to talk about that in just a moment, but also let's give a little credit here. We're also, calculator, believe it or not, man, we are on a simulcast. Guess what? Got some new news for you. Surge TV. We are on Surge TV as well as YouTube under the 411 Sports World. So there's a simulcast. So we have a new audience that's watching us too, calculator, on Surge TV. You can download Surge TV on your Amazon Fire Sticks if you have that. But Surge TV, they brought us in. They love what we're doing, and we thank Surge TV. There was a question that was thrown out there by Jimmy, I believe, and producers need to get that back up. They had a question about me, and Jimmy Houston was saying my head is so shiny, right? And what is why? I mean, what is the secret sauce? What is the secret to all that? I guess we'll reveal that. Guess we'll do it right before this commercial. Right? We'll go ahead and reveal it right now, calculate.
Oh, Soul Glow, baby.
Soul Glow. That's what it is, Jimmy Houston. It's that soul glow that's shining through. You know what I'm saying? So that soul glow, that's why you see the shiny dome right there. Man, get you some soul glow, man. I'm telling you, it really works. All right. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break, calculator. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about the three things that Mr. 411 believes in. So everybody sit tight and enjoy the commercial break. It's very informative, so get ready for it.
Imagine a fulfilling career as an orthodontic assistant that is fast, affordable, and convenient, that provides the freedom you desire. Welcome to the School of Orthodontic Assisting. As Georgia's only in-person, hands-on education center for orthodontic assisting with over 40 years combined experience, we understand the constant demand for experienced orthodontic assistants. By not taking the steps to gain the necessary education and hands-on experience, you risk missing out on a life-changing opportunity and the chance to secure a financially stable future.
That's why we created the School of Orthodontic Assisting. Our 8-week comprehensive program is designed to fast-track your career, equipping you with the skills and knowledge needed to become a highly skilled orthodontic assistant.
Once you graduate, you will have the opportunity to enjoy a fulfilling career as an X-ray certified orthodontic assistant. If you're worried about fitting the program into your busy schedule, we've made it easy for you. Once accepted, you simply pick the dates that work best for you, and we'll take care of the rest. Enrollment is limited, so don't miss out on the opportunity to transform your life and career. Act now and secure your spot in our next class.
Visit our website at gasoa.net to learn more about our program and to apply. If you're already on the website, click the Apply Now button to start your enrollment process. It's time to stop searching and start building a successful career in orthodontics. Take control of your future by enrolling in the School of Orthodontic Assisting today and experience the hope and confidence that comes with pursuing your dream career.
Hey, Mr. 411, it's always good to learn a new skill, my friend.
Oh, tell me about it. And I bet they're so good they can take care of this gentleman right here.
Oh my goodness. Jeez. Ooh, you scared me a little bit, Mr. 411. Is it Halloween early?
Yeah, it's on the way, man. I think they can take care of Jack Lambert.
Oh man.
You know, rest in peace for Jack Lambert. That's a face right there that only a mother could love. Right
yes,
there.
Sir. And you know what's
All
crazy? He's losing teeth. He has broken bones, and it was turf toe that ended his career. Who would have thought?
Wow. Who would have thought? Tell me about it.
Yep.
All right. So the three things that Mr.
Yes,
41 believes in. You want to know, calculator?
I want to know hey, you told me this a few years back, but I always want to know the three things Mr. 41 believes in.
All right, Mr. 411 believes in the man upstairs. I believe in my heavenly Father, Lord and Savior. Mr. 411 also believes in old Saint Nick, and it's getting close, calculator.
Hey, you want that stocking to be stuffed, right?
Absolutely. Can't wait, man. And I hope there's a lot of money in my stocking this year. That's what I'm really hoping for. So hopefully, old Saint Nick can fill it up with a lot of cash. But there's one more thing that Mr. 41 believes in, calculator. Want to take a wild guess at what it is, or I just want
Oh,
me to just
hey,
reveal it?
I only need one guess, Mr. 41, because I believe in him too. We're talking about Dr. Sachs, folks.
Absolutely. Dr. Sachs with the algorithm, with the formula, and I'm glad he's a friend of the show.
Oh,
I'm
what?
glad you
Hey,
have and I'm glad you have direct line of, contact with the
and
show.
let me tell you, Dr. Sachs, like I said, he had to do some fine tuning over the weekend because he said his model was not taken into the transfer portal as seriously as he thought it should. So he's been back in the lab. He's been crunching some more numbers. So he's trying to make the model as good as possible, folks. And hey, he's spit out another what we think is going to be a great pick this week. The algorithm special, the Dr. Sachs pick, his model saying Liberty minus
Ooh,
10
ooh.
against New Mexico State. Folks, I love it. This wasn't even on my board, and I don't know why. That's why we have Dr. Sachs. Dr. Sachs don't even need to watch the games. He just crunches the numbers. But hey, that's what Vegas does. Vegas they don't do the eye test. They crunch the numbers and then put out what they think is going to make them the most money. But Dr. Sachs, he's the same way. He says, I don't want to be fooled by turnovers. I don't want to be fooled by, the luck factor. Luck's going to happen whether you like it or not. You just can't plan for it, right? You can do a little bit, but not much, right? But hey, he crunched the numbers again, and he says Liberty, Hugh Freeze, he's no longer with them, folks. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But hey, he got Liberty on the right track. New Mexico State still battling. But if anybody saw them against UMass, they still have a long ways to go. Liberty is leagues better than UMass. So yes, I like Liberty covering this 10. Again, we talk about the magic numbers all the time. If we're sitting on 10, one of the worst things you can do is push. If there's one of those back doors that New Mexico State can do. But hey, I like Liberty minus 10. Thank you, Dr. Sachs, for pointing that out. He showed me the final numbers. He never shows the secret sauce. But hey, I don't care. I just want the end of it. You know what I'm saying? I just want the end of the formula. I don't want to. He does all the work, and we're thankful for it. So, Dr. Sachs, thank you very much for the tip. Liberty minus 10 against New Mexico State.
There it is. Liberty. And that how the commercial goes. Liberty, liberty,
Liberty,
liberty.
liberty. Yep.
Yes, take it. All right, what's next? Because we have a double Dr. Sachs special, right?
That's right. And it was not, and we talked about it earlier. Dr. Sachs got so excited. He said two words that got me all nice and feeling good inside. He said 3 units. If people say, what's 3 units? 3 units is max spec, 5-star, anything you want. 3 units means you take the mortgage. You go down to the plasma place, get a little plasma out there and put it on the line. Folks, they call this a no-brainer. We'll call this a Dr. Sachs jackpot special.
Ooh.
He said, Auburn Cal. We talk about Hugh Freeze, folks. He said 54.5, too good to be true. Let's go over. He said he don't care about the new play calling, the new college clock. And I'll tell you why. I looked at it as well, and he has something going. Hey, Cal, love the new tempo, up tempo. They're balls to the walls right now, and they showed it last week that they can move the ball on a lot of teams. And Auburn, hey, we talked about Hugh Freeze. Hey, his Ole Miss offense used to be able to put up points, and we saw what he did with a lesser roster in Liberty. And then now he's going and getting these D1 top 4-star, 5-star recruits to run the ball. Yes, it's clear across country. Yes, by the time they're playing, Auburn players are usually probably in bed right after they ate at the buffet. But hey, I don't care. That's going to affect the defense more than the offense. I think these teams are going to be trading touchdowns early and often. So, hey, we could get 54.5 early in the third quarter, folks. So, yes, over 54.5. Hey, and when Dr. Sachs says 3 units, you listen, folks.
There it is. All right, Dr. Sachs, double jackpot.
Double jackpot.
So that was Come on, man. We had bonus today. I mean, it's got to be because of the NFL opening tonight, man. So
Yeah,
so much
everybody's getting
excitement in the
excited,
air.
and even Dr. Sack's getting excited.
Yeah, I see. He over delivered for us, and we
Yes,
definitely
sir.
appreciate that. I'm so glad we have a direct line of contact there. All right,
Yes.
calculator. Any close marks will we get out here? I do notice you have
Hey,
on a special jersey today too.
oh, I didn't know if you noticed, Mr. 411. I'm glad I get to talk a little. Hey, me, Bo. Hey, we've been talking early, some in the off season. He's I'm trying to get him on the bandwagon. I said Florida State's coming back. I said I love the Mark Norvell hire back in 2020 when people were just saying, oh, hey, but guess what? Norvell knows how to work that transfer portal too. Man, he got that Michigan State wide receiver, Keon Coleman. I had to bring out the Peter Warwick jersey, Mr. 411, because I
Wow,
was having
man.
flashbacks on Sunday night from Keon Coleman scoring that hat trick in touchdowns, folks. Hey, Florida State is back. I can't wait for the Florida State Clemson, folks. I might have to force that one on my sheet, but hey, I'm a fan first. But if I see value in another team, I'll bet against my team in a heartbeat. Because hey, first and foremost, you got to be a capitalist, right? You got to make. And when you're a capitalist, not only make yourself money, you try to make everybody else money. So if I need to make everybody else money, that's what I got to do. But hey, win or lose, I always cheer my Seminoles on, and thank goodness they got that early victory. Because let me tell you, they look. Not only do they get the victory, they look good in doing it.
Absolutely. Make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe, that notification bell. Make sure you share. Share every episode that we have on
Yeah.
41 Sports World on YouTube. Because sharing is caring, and it helps us, and it helps me bring on people like the calculator,
Yes,
and it helps me
sir.
somehow keep the direct line with Dr. Sack. So we definitely appreciate everyone who's doing that and everybody who's going to do it. But we definitely appreciate that. We definitely thank everybody for tuning in and watching the show today. Don't forget, check us out on TikTok as well. Type in MisterFourOnE. That's Mr. 401. Type that in on TikTok and follow us there too, because we have information there. We have some Easter eggs. You know how you go Easter egg hunting, calculator, and
Yes,
you
sir.
go around and you look around
Yes,
that
sir.
tree. You think the
Yes,
egg is
sir.
over there sometimes,
Uh,
but sometimes we stash a little egg over here
right in front
by the
of me.
ant hill, by the ant hill somewhere, a place
Yeah.
you don't want to go. We have a
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
Easter egg somewhere. So, go check it out, because sometimes we have stuff there too on the TikTok page that's going to be very valuable and very
Mhm.
key to your success. So definitely keep your friendly wagers going. Enjoy it this weekend. Have fun with it. And again, thank everybody who tuned in today. We thank Jimmy Houston. We thank Todd for also commenting today. I really appreciate them. But overall, we really appreciate everybody for supporting what we do here. And so for the calculator, I am Mr. 411. We thank everybody for tuning in. And we
See you,
wish you all
folks.
a great day. Enjoy the games tonight, too. Enjoy
Enjoy
the
the
game
games
tonight.
tonight. Enjoy the weekend. Full football is back and better than ever, Mr. 411. And I love it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And let's thank
Yep.
Surge TV as well for the
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
simulcast. Definitely appreciate that. Yeah, so we're growing here. So we want you all with us. All right. We're gonna get out of here. We'll see you later.